Mr. Smith, 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 Mr. Smith. I know Mr. Smith. Do you know Mr. Smith? We all know Mr. Smith. We love Mr. Smith. It's Mr. Smith. You know Mr. Smith. 'Cause I know Mr. Smith. And everyone should know Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. It's Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. It's Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. Yes, it's Mr. Smith. Oh, Mr. Smith. We love Mr. Smith. Oh, 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 Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, we know and love Mr. Smith. Everyone cheers when Mr. Smith is here because Mr. Smith is a great guy. Oh, Mr. Smith, oh, Mr. Smith, it's Mr. Smith, it's Mr. Smith, oh, Mr. Smith, it's Mr. Smith, you know him, I know him, we all know him, because it's Mr. Smith and he's just a great guy. In a great band because of Mr. Smith. Oh, Mr. Smith, we so appreciate you, Mr. Smith. Oh, Mr. Smith, we're so happy for you to be your teacher, Mr. Smith. Oh, Mr. Smith. Oh, Mr. Smith. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I said Mr. Smith 'cause he's such a great guy. Mr. Smith says you all know why and we love. Yes we do 'cause you're just such a great conductor, such a great teacher and you're so lovely. Yeah, Mr. Smith, such a good guy, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith. Such a good teacher, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, yeah, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith, Mr. Smith.